through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through. Greetings, ghoulish spirits, spangled superheroes, and sheet-covered ghosts, and welcome to Fumble Through.
Fumble Through.
A podcast that walked into the wrong room during a Halloween party and caught our parents mid-monster mash. It's a wonderful time of year here in the Fumble Factory. We're in full swing and ready to face the undead hordes. So sharpen your carving knives, stuff your scarecrows, and shore up your defenses. But most of all...
Book of faces, birds that tweet, instant images for you to creep. Follow us at Fumble Through on all those places, or Justin comes for you.
Why do I have to sound like a creep in that?
Because that fit the bill most.
Before we get back to the action at hand and see what's on the other side of that door, we have to go through our ritualistic warm-up with a dicey question. Don't forget that you can be part of this segment, both answering and posting on social media. Just make sure you use the hashtag Dicey Questions. This week's dicey question is, outline your zombie survival plan. What do you do if an outbreak happens? I know you've all thought about this, and I know that you have something in mind. It happens now. It happens here. What do you do?
Like right here, we're here playing D&D and there's a zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
Can I just make a caveat to that? We don't have to worry about the family.
If that's your call,
If that's your plan, if that's your plan,
Because that's going to inform all my decisions.
if that's your plan, it's a zombie outbreak right now, right here. You're Luke.
Yeah, there's not many weapons around this room.
All right, who's going first? Who's got a plan?
Well, I'm assuming the zombie outbreak isn't happening outside my house, that we've got a little bit of time to wait for the hordes to come.
Hordes.
Well, they've got to turn, like, the outbreak starts with a couple and then it exponentially grows into
Oh, cool.
a
So
zombie
hang on.
outbreak.
Sorry to jump in here, Brett. Now, are we talking World War Z outbreak, like, and 28 days later, like
Walking Dead.
crazy fast, nightmarish, or are we talking Walking Dead, like just meandering and a little bit of a chance to get away?
It depends on your zombie plan, what you've accounted for, Luke. I don't know what a zombie is. I don't know what they do. I have a plan. That's all. If my plan doesn't go to fruition, I'm fucked and I'm one of them. So,
Well, I've earmarked about 5 streets where I know if I put barricades up, there's enough of a ring road around my estate, the suburb, where it'll include the Coles and the food shop and the school, and give me an uphill defense strategy. So my house is at the top of the hill, and that's the center of it, with a number of redoubts on the way back, with the school opposite. So they're pretty well secured schools with fences and stuff around them. Sometimes I reckon I can hold up here for quite some time.
Cool. So I'm going to assume it is World War Z kind of style. Yeah. So I've had both my COVID-19 jabs, so they'll just walk on by me.
Are they allergic to 5G?
Yeah. I'm broadcasting.
Mine's a bit similar to Brett's. I've got a couple of old people homes near me, full gated ones.
Yeah.
And I feel like old zombies are going to be the easiest to deal with.
Chuck them out as cannon fodder.
Yeah,
So-
they don't come looking for brains till about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
But when you think about it, there's medication everywhere in those places, a lot of stuff there, and then see how far it goes from there.
Justin's looking dubious. He's looking like
There is an extended plan after that where we move to. I have a lot of family that have acreage way far out and move there eventually, but let's see if it blows over in a week like the pandemic.
I think the prison is a place. I've never met her. What? The prison is the place you want to be. That's the place stops people getting in, stops people getting out. That's the way to go. But I don't really want to go to a prison. I think that's going to be too hard unless I can pack up my shit and get there. So over time, yes, I want to get a truck. I want to fill it up and head on out to something a bit more defensible. But
is this before or after you've taken the time to cordon off parts of the
cordoning,
suburb that you live
cordoning
in?
off's not that hard. You just got to park and crash a couple of cars at the entry of some streets and you're done.
I think I'd probably go for a boat. Get a load of fishing equipment, and the only thing you got a problem with is the fresh water. I
Thank
guess.
you. That's the first smart thing I've heard in all this. Number one, here's your problem. You're in the middle of suburbia. Zombies everywhere. You live right next to a hospital. That's a bed of zombies right there.
Is that a pun?
Yeah. We're not going near that shopping center. You know why? Because both people and zombies will be inside that shopping center. The idea is you get in the car, you head straight out to the water, you grab a boat, head to an island. On that island, you become self-sufficient. It becomes your land. I become the king of that island. No one else gets on.
Okay.
Lord of the Flies.
What
it
do you
sounds
do
more like.
until your crops start growing? Because that's a big chunk of time.
I wear glasses. I can make fire.
And then what do you do? If you're fire?
I watched Lord of the Flies. I am Pigsy in
You
this
literally-
situation.
You were literally telling me earlier you don't know how to catch fish.
I didn't say I don't know how to catch fish.
Well-
I don't want to catch fish. It's a necessity. I don't feel the need to it because I have the joys of modern.
Glasses.
Yeah, the joys of modern. The modern technology where I can
Just go
walk
crabbing,
into a
wouldn't
place
you?
and
Just get,
purchase
like,
one.
Tell me
Crab
which island you're planning to get to that's
Peachy Mudlow.
uninhabited.
Oh, it doesn't have to be uninhabited. Surely it just needs to be land like
It
locked
just
off
needs
the
to be
mainland.
somewhere that you can get away from. I
Water-
mean,
a water
really,
surrounded-
if you think about it, if we are in Queensland here, so I would like to go to like Hamilton Island because it's nice there.
See now, great. But what if the zombies are like in the book World War Z, where they basically go into the water, sink to the ground, carry on walking, and
walking.
they're going to come up on your island?
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah, but by that point, you've got some type of I'm not sitting in the middle of suburbia where there's millions of people forming hordes that can march through and destroy everyone.
We're
and
missing-
yes, I'd like to just mention here, I didn't stop off for anyone. I went by myself.
We're missing one major point here. We live in Australia, right?
Yep.
Give it a week or two, zombies are just going to rot and heat and die.
True. They will rot.
There'll
a
be
lot
no
quicker,
flesh left on their bones.
Then there'll be skeletons.
That's not the way this works.
Why wouldn't you head west into central desert area?
Into central desert area because
Yeah.
it's harder to survive there.
Well, that's what I was kind of
Yeah,
going.
the coast is an easier place to survive geographically.
That's like kind of where I was talking. Is I have a fair few family of acreage west, and they're all self-sustained, and that'd be the goal eventually if this doesn't blow over. But yeah, you know,
Heading north to farmlands up Gympie.
Lindsay's talking about it as if it's actually happening until this blows over. This
Yeah.
whole thing's going to blow over.
it's already started. What are you talking about?
He's delusional.
What are you talking about? It's already started.
It's called COVID-19. The start of it.
Okay, what's your zombie weapon of choice?
I have some tonfas at home. I think they're
Tonfas?
pretty good. Yeah.
So you're going to go
Okay.
all the way to home to get them?
Well,
Just grab a couple of chair legs. They're basically the
Yeah.
same thing, right?
pretty much. I'm looking around the room. I'm not seeing much.
I'd use
Where's
Justin,
your
I'd use
tools,
Justin
Brett?
as a weapon. I just chuck him in front of me.
One level down.
There's a lot of meat there.
One level down.
Yeah, I've got one level down where it's safe for him.
Oh, you've got like your John Wick, yeah?
He's going to
Slack
sledgehammer through the
golden
door.
golden coins. and-
Except where John Wick could afford weapons, I've just got more like Bunnings.
Just more Nerf guns.
Yeah, no, Bunnings would be a good place to hold out.
Bunnings. I've actually gone through Bunnings a couple of times and looked at stuff and thought that would be great.
But you could block off a Bunnings too.
Yeah.
Bunnings is a big warehouse.
Well, it's an
of,
armory, isn't it? Basically,
yeah,
for this
it's
kind
a
of thing.
hardware warehouse in Australia. for
But it's
those.
not the zombies
stand
that
in
are
the
the
aisle
real
handing
problem.
people.
It's the other people.
It's always the other people.
It's always the other people. The zombies are easy. They want one thing. It's
Predictable.
other people.
It's the unpredictable people.
You're right. Actually, I think I'd be fine with zombies because they want brains, right?
See, I'd go for a sledgehammer or something. I'd
No,
go
you'd
for a
get
hammer.
You
sledgehammer,
don't want
you'd get
anything too much
high.
spray. You don't want too much spray.
I'd
either, do you?
but I'd have a hammer, like just a ball peen hammer or something with a longer. You can get a longer stemmed hammer. What you really want in this situation is a thing called a trench spike, which is kind of like a hammer with a nice pick on the end that you can smash through brains. I haven't thought about this at all
No, not much.
or
yeah.
researched it. Baseball bats are too weak.
I have a battle
Are
axe
they?
at home. That
Even
has
even a metal one.
After a while, your baseball bat will dent and break.
Even a metal one.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
It's
They'll-
disappointing.
It's like people who go, oh, "I'll take the katana." Katanas,
you got to keep it sharp. That's the problem.
You got to keep it sharp.
See-
It's probably not going to be the best quality of metal, and it's probably not going to last a long time.
I'd be seeing myself outfitted a bit like Casey Jones from the Ninja Turtles.
But with lightsabers.
No, like he had all
Yeah,
this sport
all the sports
weaponry,
equipment,
but it was
hockey
all
sticks.
blunt damage. It was
Yeah.
all blunt trauma damage and padded out with, hockey goal gear and stuff.
He hit me with a frisbee.
Yeah. Hockey puck to the head, done.
I thought you said you didn't do sports.
He does it.
If my life depended on it, which it does.
I'm thinking about this now. Like, that's my zombie survival plan. What I would really do is just head to the local bottle shop and hold up there. Just drink till it's over.
Zombies are afraid of fire?
I don't think zombies are afraid of anything. They don't
Yeah.
have feelings. They're a bit like me.
They have an aversion to it, don't they?
He's thinking now.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about how do they kill cows? What's the thing that
Oh, the
Oh,
bolt
like a
gun.
bolt
It's a bolt
gun.
gun.
That's still really
It's a
close.
Is it a
it's
close-up?
You
pneumatic
need a big-
bolt gun too. You're tethered
cable.
to a
Right.
to a pneumatic machine.
Right.
I reckon a old-fashioned ball speed, like, really long ones with the big T-bar on them, that'd be pretty good.
It's good for one. It's not good for.
Well, no, because you'd have a really long spike on it.
But what if 300 zombies are coming at you?
I think
You
you've
got
got
to put yourself
bigger
in that
problems
position
at that
that
point.
not- I don't think there's a single weapon that's good for all situations.
True. But I think my community will have
talking like
enough
an, like an
weapons.
authority on it. Like,
Exactly.
exactly. Correct
Exactly.
answer. 10 marks.
I mean, you can't use napalm for everything. I mean, imagine just walking around life, sleep striking everything, or misfortune. Like you can't just do one thing over and over again.
Hey, if it
and think
works,
it's going
if
to
it
be
works,
effective
right?
forever.
Keeps you alive.
If I could,
Except against undead,
if I had misfortune in a real-life zombie apocalypse,
you'd
I'd
be
be happy
fucked
with
because
that.
it doesn't work on undead.
Oh, he'd be laughing.
misfortune does.
We've established.
Slums
Well,
doesn't.
yeah,
He'd be laughing. We'd be laughing all day.
Yeah.
all the way to the back.
Otherwise, that I'd misfortune.
So where we last left it, you guys had gone into this slaughterhouse. You've gone through the pits. You've destroyed that mutated creature with the green slime pits. You'd walked into a weird room that contained only a bed, a chest of drawers, and a trap, but it was unusually cold, maybe at some point a cold room for the meatworks itself. You've then snuck up a hallway, most of you successfully, one of you very unsuccessfully, and you've listened at a door. From the other side of the door, you've heard two voices, one a female voice, one a very gruff male voice, and they've talked about things. Do you remember what they talked about?
Of course I do.
Skills
Skills gig.
arrival.
Tilly will be the bride of...
Hadragash.
Yes, that's his name. And they're looking for the house of Rauzaros.
Yeah, so lots of little tidbits were dropped during that conversation. However, it was at that moment that Miles and Tippy fell against the wall, scraped it, made a noise, voices stopped immediately, and now we cut back to you guys in the corridor after someone says, What was that? What are you guys going to do?
Miles, for fuck's sake.
Flopsy will draw a scroll out.
Okay.
If it's a move action. Or
Okay,
if he's got
so
a full round, he will
Flopsy
cast that scroll.
Flopsy pulls a scroll and casts it.
Yep. Mage armor.
And casts Mage Armor
So,
himself. Reg,
I'm
what do
just
you...
going to armor up right now. I suggest you get prepared because I think they've heard us.
No.
What are you going to do, Miles?
Delane.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're just going to wait.
Little Reg's going to reload his crossbow
Yep. So
and be ready with the crossbow, yeah.
crossbow out. You guys see Saloni pull both of her weapons. Her rapier comes out and her dagger comes out and says, Are we going in, Sacre Bleu? Why you make so much noise? You stomp around like a rhinoceros.
What's a rhinoceros?
Do we go in?
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
All right. So you form up against the door. Initiative checks, please. Let's see how you guys go on the way into this room.
So Little Reg, with such a surprise that we were actually going in hard rather than waiting outside, slips on something on the floor. My initiative is 7.
Oh, that's not bad. Don't you have an initiative bonus
Plus
of
6.
plus 6?
Yep,
Yeah,
I've
that
rolled a
one.
1. Yep.
Not good at all. Miles, what was your initiative?
12.
12. And for you, Flopsy.
18. Flopsy's ready.
Nice. Can somebody please roll for Saloni?
6. I might have to shit off these dice in a second.
Yeah, these are not great initiative rolls at all. So Flopsy, you get to go first. So how are you guys going to enter this room? Who's opening the door? How's going in? Who's charging in first?
Flopsy will stand by and open the door once everyone's ready to attack.
Okay, you form up. The door swings open into a room that is actually quite well lit.
Oh, good. I was like, it's going to be fucking darkness, right?
And who leads into the room?
Miles does.
Okay, so Miles comes charging into the room.
This is that's not Han Solo and the Death Star charging into the room full of stormtroopers moment coming up right here, right?
Flopsy, you fling the door open, opening for the rest of the party to come in. Miles, you come burling in there
Go in,
first,
squad!
followed very closely by Saloni, and then Little Reg with Flopsy bringing up the rear. The first thing that you see is this room is lit up. There's a spicy smell in the air from incense that's obviously been burnt, and you see that tracks because as you look around, you see 2 ever-burning torches, which is what's setting this room aglow, that protrude from the thick curtains that adorn each one of the walls of this room. Upon a raised dais around the corner from you stands an altar that's carved from an unearthly black material that you've only seen before once, and it reminds you very much of the Black Ross Museum. You are looking around. You can see that there's a paw that is carved from a red volcanic stone into the front of the altar. And the whole room has a taint of evil, I guess, to it that is almost palpable. On top of the altar, you can also see a mirror that now has a crack through it. Whether it always had that crack through it, probably not when it was made, but it has a crack through it. And that is all you see. Flopsy, it's your go.
I'll do some knowledge checks, please. Knowledge check on the altar, on the claw, on the mirror.
Yep.
Detect magic, knowledge checks.
Just roll me a knowledge religion for me.
Oh, that took a long time to stop rolling. 15.
You think that the claw emblazoned on the front is actually not a religious symbol at all, but obviously the symbol of the wolf. You've seen this stylized
it's a wolf
symbol.
claw.
It's that wolf paw symbol that you've seen before.
The clan of the wolf is here.
Yeah, the mirror, obviously, it looks, so you've cast Detect Magic at the same time. It does glow a faint magic, but you can see that the magic is ebbing out of it, almost as if whatever.
Recently used, yes.
Yeah.
That mirror has recently been used. I think they've escaped through the mirror. That wolf claw is the clan of the claw. Can't detect anything else in this room. I think they heard us coming and have escaped. I don't know why they would think it's an intruder, though, and have escaped straight away. Nothing else has set off an alarm.
Miles, what are you doing?
Maybe there's these curtains are covering a secret door or anything. Can I go around and look for a secret door?
Yep, so you move straight to the nearest curtains and you flick them open to pull them down off the wall?
Yep.
Okay, you rip the curtains down, it reveals just a stone brick wall that you can take some time to start searching for. Saloni, with her weapons drawn, starts looking around the room and starts to scan and says, "Where are the people that were here?"
Likely they've gone through that mirror through some form of magics.
Perhaps we should pursue that.
Don't have that spell, but we can check the mirror. Yes, check the mirror. Good idea, Saloni. Go and check that.
Reg, what are you doing?
Reg is going to move to an area where there's a large, where we're not, and get a handful of, reach into a patch of chalk, just chuck a load of chalk out in front of him to see if there's any movement. Make a perception check or...
So make a perception check.
Fuck these ones. 11.
You kind of get some chalk out and you kind of throw it in the air like you're
Just don't care.
I was going to say like you're in a Jackson 5 film clip. Just dusting the air. Nothing glows. However, you do hear a small mutter as if a trigger word is said. At the same point that happens, all of you in the room need to make a will save.
Oh, came up good with that one. Reggie gets a 26 on
Glad
the will
someone
save.
did.
Oh, that's great.
It went 1, 1, 1, 19.
All right. What did you get, Flopsy?
Flopsy's on 20.
Perfect. What did you get?
26.
You got 26. And you, Miles?
Miles is on a 6.
Okay. And can somebody roll for Saloni for me, please?
9.
All right. The good part about this and the bad part is both the same thing. You've seen this before and you've felt the effects before, each of you, as a magical slumber comes over you. Miles hits the floor asleep. Saloni doesn't, because she's immune to sleep, and the rest of you save against that. Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Where's the creature? Where'd the spell come from?
I don't know. What's going on? What's going on? Miles!
Flopsy searched the room. There's with the detect magic, and he can't see anything. So something's imperceptible magic. Is that right, Justin? Or have I not seen all of the room?
You haven't seen all the room. It's an L-shaped room.
He will continue to detect magic and walk around the rest of the room to see what he can see.
Sure. That brings us to Miles. You're asleep on the floor. And then Saloni. So Saloni kind of looks around the room. She makes a perception check, please, Brett.
9.
And she's looking around and said, "Where did that come from? Sacre bleu! Tell me where it is."
I don't know. I'm searching for it, but wake up that young fella.
And Reg, what are you going to do?
Reg runs over to Miles and gives him a good slap in the face. What are you doing to yourself, boy? You're not supposed to sleep strike yourself.
So you're slapping Miles. So you've walked over to Miles at the same point, slapping him, when from the floor you see a bone roll into the room that's right next to you. And from that bone,
What kind of bone?
it expands
Okay.
and cracks. And another bone pops out of it. And another bone pops out. And they start merging together to form a small canine creature, a wolf that is made completely out of bone, stands before you, runs up to you, Reg.
Oh. Wait, okay, now.
and begins to attack you. Oh, fuck. So that was a natural 20.
Yeah.
I could see the poop in his tray.
And that's probably not going to confirm. But look, let's give it a go anyway. That will be a 9 to confirm.
We can say 19. No, that doesn't confirm.
Oh, this is nasty. You're going to take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Here
that's
it
not
comes.
bad. Yeah, I was going to
Here
say,
it
you can look at his
comes.
eyebrows halfway
Yeah.
off his forehead there.
You know what I love about wolves?
Oh, they can trip you.
Yeah, when they hit you, they trip you. What is your CMD, please?
For a trip,
Yep.
19.
Oh, it's not enough. You keep your feet under you as the wolf tries to drag you down, but does not get any purchase.
Did you fail by 5? Is it 5 you got to fail by to be able to get tripped yourself?
You cannot get tripped back. That's part of the tripped ability, is that a creature with this ability cannot be tripped back in return.
Okay.
That would
The
have
trip-
been very cool, though,
Yeah,
if you
I know,
tripped
right?
it back and then stomped it on the way down.
Yeah. Trip Master by
Worth a
Trip
try.
Master. I picked the wrong character there.
You
to
really
go
did.
for, didn't I? That wasn't great at all. Flopsy, your go.
Flopsy can't see anything in the whole room now with a detect magic.
No.
Any footprints? Can he do a perception check to see if he can find
Make
out
your
if there's an
perception?
invisible person in the room? 20.
You can't see anything. You have no discerning idea that there is anyone in the room.
Did I hear a spell being cast before this happened, or
Reg did because he was further up into the room, but you did not.
well, then I'll pull out a bone burn and throw it at it, moving to within 20 feet of it. It is a ranged touch attack of 9.
Your bone burn vial hits the floor, splashes next to it, but misses.
Doing 1 point of damage to everything next to that bone burn.
Does that take 2 points?
It takes 2 points if it's undead.
Okay. So you see a bit of the bone burn start to hit it, and some of its bones start to sear, and a bit of smoke comes from those burns as well. Miles, you kind of rouse yourself up, and you're awake again.
Miles is going to go, oh, is that what that feels like? And he's going to misfortune the dog and goes, that's not very nice, doggy. You shouldn't put people to sleep. So I will say from the skeleton, please, skeleton wolf.
The wolf skeleton is going to do, oh, that's not a bad roll at all. With a +3, it gets a 19 for its will save.
Let's pass.
Okie dokie.
And Miles is going to stay on the ground at this point.
Saloni takes her weapons, looks at this dog, looks at the floor on the floor at Miles, and she takes her dagger and her rapier, and she does 2 attacks. Can you please roll for me a rapier attack and a dagger as she uses 2 weapon fighting?
I'll be the rapier.
Okay.
All right, what did you get? So Saloni comes down with a rapier, and she comes down with a dagger at the same time. So please, Brett, did you roll for the rapier?
I did.
What'd you get?
Natural 2.
A natural 2. Still not a natural miss at this point. You can see
What do you mean at this point? When's that going to be a natural miss?
when it's a 1.
Okay. Good. Or if it's
It's there.
Gunfighter.
Even as you're watching her, you can see that she says something to a prayer to Imade, and her rapier glows with power, as does her dagger. You see that she's done some kind of spell or spell-like ability to herself, where she looks and she says, "I will smite thee, evil creature!" And that is still not going to hit, though, unfortunately. What was the dagger? Who rolled for the dagger?
The dagger came in at an 18.
Oh, the 18.
Well done, Lee.
The 18
The
is
only one I'm probably
actually
going to roll, but
very, very nice. So the 18 strikes true. Can you please roll me a 1d4?
3.
nicely done.
That's not bad at all, because it takes extra
Smite damage.
damage
In
from
the face.
smite, and that cuts through all CR. So, or DR, I meant to say.
Yeah, so I was going to say, like,
I was like,
CR. I'm not
yeah.
quite sure what you mean
There
there.
is
So-
no challenge rating that can defeat a smite.
So while she's smiting, she cuts through all the damage reduction that skeletons have. Like, skeletons aren't very good for slashing weapons, but this holy damage seems to cut into the skeleton itself. Reg, what are you going to do?
Okay, so Reg, obviously realizing that would just drops his crossbow. You little bitch. And then comes in with a smack, like a ridge hand to the face.
Yep.
And pirouettes on the spot, spinning around with a flurry coming in with a back fist on the reverse.
Nice.
So the first hit is a 15.
That is definitely going to hit.
And the second will as well with a 22.
Both
Bang,
strike
bang.
true.
Well played.
First one is 4 points of damage
Ooh.
and 3 points of damage
There we are.
for the second one. Yeah.
There we go.
I wasn't flanking, was I? A prone character doesn't count as a...
No, you weren't.
All right,
flanking. You weren't flanking at all.
I'm just clutching at straws for an extra couple of D6s.
The wolf skeleton looks badly damaged. All of its bones, you can see fractures. You can see parts of its teeth have been knocked out, but it's still on its feet. It is going to once again try to attack you, Reg, as you have attacked it.
It's knocked out around.
Ooh. It's not a natural 20 like it got last time, but this is going to be an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits, yeah.
That does 5 points of damage, and again, it tries to drag you to the floor. This is a better CMD check. That is, what is your CM? Sorry.
My CMD for the trip is 19.
Is 19. Well, my friend, it rolled a natural 16 and still misses to trip you down.
Reggie keeps his feet.
Yeah, the joys of undead creatures. They don't get the bonuses that they got in real life. Something else happens, though. You hear the sound of spellcasting, and you can see from almost beneath your feet a bunch of spiders starting to pull out through a magical portal into the square beneath you. They're erupting right next to you, and you can see that happen as it is your go.
Can I see where that spellcasting might be coming from?
No.
Can I perceive where that spellcasting might be
You can make a
coming from?
perception check.
13.
Not enough. You know it's somewhere from in this room. You heard the trinkle of it, but you got no idea where, when, how, or why it is going. What are you going to do?
Move in around the corner of the room into the next part of the room,
Yep.
drawing the swarm away from the rest of the party, hopefully.
So you're moving away from everybody around the corner.
I'm moving around the corner to the other side of the dogleg, hoping the magic user might be in that part of the dogleg and pulling the swarm away from the bone wolf.
Yep.
So they're not having to fight a number of creatures. And then Flopsy's going to pull out a bomb and hold it. If the swarm comes to him, he's going to bomb himself.
Okay. At that point, Flopsy, you also see that there is a door on this side of the on this corner of the room. It's an L-shaped room, and there is another door that can be opened. Again, there's curtains all over this side of the room as you're really looking at it, but also an empty room. You can't see anything within it. Miles,
Is that door shut?
that door is shut. Miles, what are you doing?
Miles is going to stand up.
Yep. That provokes an attack of opportunity, Miles. I'm just going to roll for a second time. And then I'm going to roll for a third time.
You are screwed. That's a lot of rolls.
There's a lot of rolls.
Well, I had to roll 4 times
Misfortune.
because of misfortune.
You said you got 19, it saved.
Oh, I did save. Okay.
Start again.
Well, in that case, I'll go back by 1 roll. Sorry, I'm just so used to being misfortune that I don't have a handle
Trained him
on
well,
it.
Lindsay.
It's misfortunate.
I've misfortune Justin.
18. Does that hit you?
Yes.
The creature does not fumble.
Okay. Cool.
That's what your misfortunes do. They cause the fumbles.
Yep.
They are perfect at that.
So, Miles, you stand up.
And Miles is going to begin casting a spell defensively.
All right, make your concentration check. 15 plus double the spells level. What'd you get?
A 5, but does it matter if he doesn't hit me?
You still have to cast
Shit.
So you just lost your spell. If you made a concentration check, you got distracted,
I'm
and
just
you
checking
have
my con, but I think that's a foul.
you have lost the spell. Even at a first level spell, right there, you needed to get a 17.
Yeah. Never mind.
So Miles begins casting, loses the weaves of magic, and the magic ebbs from his hands. Saloni looks at the wolf again, and she attacks it twice. Can I get 2 people to roll for me, please?
I'll do one.
So on the first attack, 15.
15 is going to hit. Can you please roll 1d6 damage?
3.
With 3 points of damage, you watch the rapier go straight through the eye socket of this wolven creature,
Nice.
flick upwards, and the entire skull flies through the air over her shoulder as the rest of the skeleton just goes and falls to the floor, becoming innate. Little Reg, it's your go.
Right,
Oh,
little
there's
Reg,
someone else still in here. Be careful.
little Reg is going to pull out a wand and zap himself some healing. Prontissimo.
Well done, Reginald. As always, look out for number 1
We're
before
about
you
to-
do
Hey,
a
if I
number
go
2.
down, everyone's done, right?
Whereabouts are they, Flopsy?
I can't find them, but they're in here somewhere. I can hear magic spells. These spells are being cast at us. Be careful of those spiders.
So hang on, that was a standard action to cast, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm going to run up the wall, heading towards the ceiling.
So the entire ceiling of this whole downstairs portion is only 8 foot. So it's not really.
Apparently I can't, because apparently pulling a wand is not a free action.
Oh, did you use that
Wand,
was a wand?
yeah.
Yeah. So you
Cool, cool.
move action will pull the wand.
Yeah,
The next one
And
will
standard
actually
action.
cast
Yep.
the wand.
Good.
That brings us to the enemy. There is no wolf left. However, there is a swarm of spiders which continues to start to go after you, Flopsy. It starts moving towards you. Can you please, you get your action if you want it?
As it hits my space, Flopsy just throws the bomb at his feet.
Go.
14 to hit.
A 14 touch attack.
Range touch on the creature.
It misses.
So,
This thing has an amazing touch attack. Well, these things.
are you sure?
Yeah.
The one thing that can do damage to them it's really good at.
Avoiding, because there's lots of them.
Right.
You should get it flat-footed, though.
5 points of damage to that.
Okay, so Flopsy causes 5 points of damage to the swarm of spiders. However,
Nice.
at that point in time, Flopsy, you are also enveloped by said spiders. The spiders crawl up you, up your legs, up your trouser legs, into your sleeves. They're going in your nostrils, in your ears, all those gross places that you don't want spiders to go. And they are going to do 2 points of damage. However, that's not the worst part, because the one thing about spiders that I know is that they inject you with poison. Make a fort save for me, please.
Not all of them, right?
There's
13.
there's enough that you are attempted to
Oh,
get poison, but you shake off the
13.
effects of it right now. Okay, that brings us down to... I need Miles and Reg to make will saves for me.
Will
please.
saves, you say?
So I need you two to make a will save for me, please.
No,
as
Reg.
the very core of you begins to become shaken.
Bloody used the wrong dice. Used the poop dice. Got a natty one.
A natty
Quick,
one?
oh, no.
This is bad business. What'd you get, Reg?
Total 20.
Okay,
Roll
Reg,
13.
you...
Sorry, it was Will, wasn't it?
couple of things happen at exactly the same time. Reg, you feel a chill come from the very room. You look at the altar, and the altar almost becomes an ominous presence in the room. The palpable scent of evil comes over you, but your resolve is enough that you don't get affected by it. But you look over and you see Miles. Miles looks like a frightened little child. He's looked at the wolf.
He always
symbol
looks like a frightened
on
little
the
child,
altar.
right?
And you see that his sense of adventure begins to run straight down his legs and form a puddle on the floor. As you are now, Lindsay
Nice.
or Miles, under the effect of fear. You are
Ooh.
frightened.
Oh dear.
Oh,
And if anyone wants to know what frightened means,
well, I got 22 then, because I get +2 versus fear as well.
it's just the same as shaken, except the creature must flee from the source of their fear, which is this room.
Okay.
Here's a question.
Yes.
If he runs past me
Mm-hmm.
as a party member,
Yep.
and I see that he's doing it out of fear,
Yep.
can I take an attack of opportunity on him?
Yes.
So I can trip him.
Yeah, you could
Cool.
trip him. You could make him fall on the floor.
Otherwise, that might be very well the last we see of young Miles.
All right, Flopsy, what are you doing?
Flopsy's going to pull another bomb, this time aiming at the spiders, even if they're on his body.
Okay.
So he's going to try and do a range touch on the spiders' touch armor class.
So you're essentially smashing it against you.
Absolutely. 16
Don't
to
forget
hit.
these spiders, it's bigger than 5 feet. So you can actually aim
Are
for a
they?
square next to you.
Oh, let's do it on the square next to me then. That's better.
Yeah.
Yep. Bomb 18, range touch.
Oh, nice.
That is going to hit.
Minimum damage, 6 points of damage.
Well, that's minimum. That's pretty good.
6 points of damage.
Is it fire damage, did you say?
It is fire
Does that
damage.
persist then? Does that keep
It
burning?
doesn't, not for these ones.
All right.
So there is something though,
Flopsy and the
Flopsy,
splash
that
will also take
I
that
need you
damage.
to do before you start this, because these creatures have, I guess there are so many of them around you that they are distracting you. I need you to make me a fortitude save, please.
11.
11 is what you need to not be distracted by these creatures.
On the nose.
On the nose. So the creatures take another 6 points of damage, you say?
That's right. Sorry, 5 points of damage. You got the maths wrong on that.
Okay, 5 points of damage, and the spider swarm is there. It's
I
on
too
fire.
take another 5 points of damage from the splash of that, but
Sure.
my resistances prevent me from taking any of that.
Okay, so you are not on fire, but the spiders are. Is that fire damage, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay, and the room fills with a little bit more acrid smoke. Miles, what are you going to do?
Oh God. Oh God. And Miles is going to run to that door that we just came in from.
Yep.
Probably his full 30-foot movement.
Okay.
I
At
assume.
which point, Reg, you just asked me a question about taking an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, so do I see, is he running screaming like a little kid? So I
Yeah.
seriously see that he's like not himself.
Yep.
And I'm just worried. I'm doing this because I'm worried if he goes out of sight and legs it
We're all
on
going to
his,
die, Reggie.
on his own with this in this place, I don't think that's the best thing for him. So I'm going to try and trip him.
All right.
With a grand total of 14
Ooh.
on a CMB.
14.
Yeah, it wasn't a good one. I rolled an 8.
Meets it, beats it.
Oh,
And
down
you
you go.
You watch Miles just hit the deck right next to you. He's on the floor as he starts moving away.
Okay,
Miles-
why'd you do that, Miles? Wait, Miles. Why'd you do that, Reg? You're going to kill me. Wow.
Do you want to do your axe kick damage as on the way there?
yeah, vicious stomp. Here we go. No.
All right. You still have a move action left though.
Oh, well, then I stand back up.
And so he gets back up next to you, provoking another attack of opportunity if you've got one.
I do. I actually do. Yeah, that won't work. I rolled a 3. Yeah.
So he stands next
Tries
to
to trip
you.
him again, didn't work.
You try to trip him, but he is successfully. So the two of you are standing right next to each other. The next person to go is Saloni. Saloni sees that. She runs over to the door and she shuts it. So she closes the door to assuming going, are we keeping him in here? You run like a scared cat.
Yes, keep him here. Slap him out of it if you can.
Tell me how you do it.
Yeah, so she moves over to the door and shuts it. Little Reg, what are you going to do?
Okay, so Reg, with his last spell slot, I think now, is going to, seeing Miles fully shitting himself and out of character, is going to summon the power of his gods to cast Remove Fear.
Oh, you fucker.
That's the way. That's the way.
Okay. Does he have to make a save? What happens with that?
So it's a DC will save of 13.
But it's a will save, so he should be able to forego that.
Okay.
So he is under the compulsion right now of a scare spell. So he is under a compulsion that is actually making him afeared. Does he get another save for this?
So as far as I understand, it's just gone.
The subject is under the influence of a fear effect when receiving the
Which
spell.
he is.
The effect is suppressed for the duration of the spell.
Ooh, how long does this last for?
This
10
lasts for
minutes.
10 minutes.
Ooh, nice. So, Miles, you immediately shake yourself and you're like, oh, what?
Right. I said I'd never be like that again. He glares at where the mirror, because that's where we thought the spell came from, or that's what I was frightened of. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, the altar.
Yep.
So essentially you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'll never be afraid of that again.
Pretty much.
Sleep straight the mirror. Wouldn't it be really cool if the effect was like some alter ego of you in the mirror?
Yeah, it's
like,
like, give me a finger.
That's perfect. Okay, the spider swarm burns out. It disappears and fades away as the rest of the fire takes hold and it actually dies. It died last round, but I forgot to tell you. The spiders burn away. You see them all in unison flick onto their backs and their legs shrivel up
Nice.
as they fall off you, Flopsy. Any effects that are there that are distracting you disappear, and the swarm is gone.
Ooh, it tickles as they get on your pant legs.
That's a really good moment for us to get to the next bit because, Reg,
oh no,
now this is going to, what is your
this is gonna hurt.
what is your flat-footed armor class?
It is 13.
What is your touch armor class?
Oh, according to my sheet, 17.
Okay.
Which I don't think is right, is it? Because when you get touch is removing dex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be. That should be 13 as well.
So what would be your flat-footed armor class without dex? Because you're denied your dex at this point in time.
Flat-footed without dex.
Yeah.
Hang on. Flat-footed
Flat-footed
is
without
without dex.
It is too.
Right. Read a fucking rule book, Justin.
Yeah.
Take your
It's
decks
the-
off.
yeah.
And then
That's
make
it.
sure you've taken
That's
it
it.
off.
There's a-
right, yeah. It
there's a
says
lot going on
13
back
minus
here.
another 4. Yeah, it's 13. My flat foot is 13.
All of a sudden, you feel a touch just on the back of your neck.
Oh, Miles. You just
And
have
you
to say
turn
thank you.
around and there is a black raven that is in the air flying next to you and
Hovering.
it touches you.
We're like a
At the
hummingbird.
same time that it touches you, it delivers a spell.
Hmm.
A very, very awful
Disintegrate?
spell. No, that's a ray. Get it
Okay,
right.
cool, yeah. All right, yeah, we've got a hovering fucking crow though, right? That's totally okay.
It just appeared out of nowhere.
So, like a hummingbird just flapping on the spot.
I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Fortitude. Sure. Can it be? Do I get a modifier for this? Like just
Nope.
for being fucking cool?
Fortitude save.
Okay, it is 13.
Reg, you are under the effect of what's called a ghoul touch.
Oh, fuck's sake.
This spell imbues you with negative energy. It paralyzes you immediately as you get the idea of being a ghoul. At the same time as you are paralyzed, a stench of carrion, of fetid rot starts exuding straight from Reg, causing all living creatures around him, which I believe is you, Miles, because you're standing right next to him, to become sickened unless you can make a fortitude save for me, please.
I think I'd rather be in the sewers in the shit than this. Like,
Yes.
good boy. Good
Come
boy.
on. That's 21.
A 21
Nice.
stops you from being sickened, but you are standing there looking at Reg, who is almost stood in place.
It's never
he's
looked
got
better.
rigor
Never looked better.
Like he's got rigor mortis and he stinks. Like it's almost like undead taint has gotten over him. And you even see the necrotic idea of his flesh start to rot almost in front of you. Flopsy, it's your go.
I can't see that. That's around the corner, right?
Yes.
Flopsy's going to keep looking with all of his abilities for creatures in this room, searching and searching and searching for a spellcaster.
Sure.
It's a bit better. 23.
Again, you can't see anything or you can't detect any movement.
Then he's going to move up next to the altar.
Okay, so you move close to the altar. Again, as you get close to that black stone of the altar, a cold radiates from it. Unlike the Black Ross Museum, which is made of a similar stone, this stone just irradiates cold.
Irradiates?
Well, what is
Radiates.
Miles, it's your go.
Can I make a knowledge check on the bird?
On the bird,
Yeah, the bird that
just looks like a raven.
Yeah, can
Come
I make a
on,
knowledge
Tippy.
check?
Tippy Crow fight.
It
Let's go.
casts a
Let's go.
spell.
Fight,
So I want
fight,
to make a
fight.
knowledge check to see if I think it's a familiar like Tippy. is.
Yeah, you can assume that.
Okay, sure.
I believe this. Can everyone just stop getting touched?
You're looking at it and you're looking at a raven that's just appeared out of nowhere. Even as you look, you see that the raven is also has a smoky effect to it as well, as if part of it is obscured by some type of mist.
I'm going to move up to the altar, about 15, 20 foot up to the altar.
Yep.
And I'm going to go, something about that altar. And I'm going to cast Burning Hands at the altar.
Sure.
So that is a reflex save if there's anything in the area.
Okay.
No, I'm
Flopsy?
going to try and tilt it. I'm going to tilt it at the wall and just get the edge of it. And
You're fire
avoid
breathing
Flopsy's
flexing
in the
it.
wall. So you're going to cast a 15-foot cone of fire that emanates from your space straight forward. That wouldn't get Flopsy anyway.
That would have been a moment of what's good for the goose.
Yeah, I was going to do it when you had the spiders, but you know.
Yo!
10 points of fire damage.
10 points of fire damage.
And anything flammable in the area lights on fire.
That's amazing. So the wooden parts around the mirror start to catch on fire, and you can see that some of the incense and some of the papers that were on top of the altar also catch on fire. You can see there's probably some holy written stuff, very expensive magical scrolls, but they all catch on fire.
Good.
Useless. The
It's all
the
necromantic.
wand of wish also gone.
Yep. Magic items aren't flammable. So I've just made it worse by lighting more incense.
All right, at least it's going to smell nicer than me.
That gets us to Saloni. Saloni is standing next to the door. She kind of looks around and goes, Sacre bleu, what do I do?
Kill the girl.
Find the magic user in the room.
The crow. She attempts to hit the raven, which is in game terms has sort of paused. It's not hovering there, but it is behind little Reg, who's just delivered that ghoul touch spell, and she walks straight into that scent of necrotism.
How you
Brett,
doing?
Can you please roll a fortitude save for me?
5.
A 5 is an interesting thing until you read that she's not affected by these things. She will walk up. Can you do an attack for me, please,
Was that
Lindsay?
a paladinic immunity?
It seems that it might be.
That's an
Wondering what
8
level
on the
she is,
dice.
eh?
An 8 on the dice is not enough to touch this creature. As she tries to slice into it with her rapier and spear it. She does not, but she is standing right next to you, little Reg. That brings us to you, little Reg. You are frozen in place from what I can
Cool.
tell.
Can I make another save?
I don't know that you can.
Okay. Am I sickened by my own smell?
Sorry, I just rolled how
number
long
of
that's
rounds.
going to last for. And no, you don't get another save by the looks of things. I don't think there is anything that can actually help you.
I can't talk. I can't do anything. I'm just
No,
frozen
you are paralyzed
Yep.
in place.
with an erection. You said rigid setting, right?
The enemy, you see the raven that is next to it withdraw straight from where Saloni is, and it withdraws around the back of the room, and it begins to fly up sort of to the ceiling and starts circling around to that back corner near the door where you came in. It knows it can be seen. It doesn't want to be a target, so it's trying to fly out of reach at this point in time.
Oh.
All right, Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Flopsy's struggling to figure out where or how somebody can remain unhidden in this room. Can he do a knowledge check to find out what kind of magics might be at play to do this?
Sure, knowledge arcana.
Fuck. I'm rolling so shit today. 14.
I mean, even with that, you can assume that if somebody's under an invisibility spell, they're not going to be seen. So,
Look, what I can think is someone's gone through the mirror and there's an invisible creature in here somewhere. We need to track it down because it's Paul. Listen very carefully, look for wisps. And he's going to dig into his pouch and he's going to pull out a bag of sand from a scorpion that we picked up not that long ago.
Yeah, the chrismal sand.
Some glitter dusty sand. And he's going to fling it out in a 5-foot arc around the altar.
Around the altar. Yep. So just make an attack roll for me versus touch.
9.
Yeah, it hits nothing. You don't see any discernible hit.
He's more
that.
trying to just do the whole square so that you
Yeah,
can see
I get that.
footprints.
Yep. Okay, Miles.
Seeing that the raven is in with his slumber range, he's going to cast slumber on it, on Hex Strike. So we'll save on the raven, please.
Okay. With a +2, that's 18.
Wow.
I'm rolling really well today. Usually I
it
miss all
saves.
this stuff.
It's bullshit.
And then he's going to follow in Flopsy's footsteps and he's going to pull out his own bag of sand from the scorpions.
Okay, so you hold a bag of sand in your hand. We come to Saloni's go. What do you want me to do?
Find the caster. Just see what you can do. Kill the bird. I don't know.
Okay, she will move to the altar. If you're saying that this is coming from the altar, she will move there. Miles has said it's coming from the mirror, so she moves up, puts her hand onto the mirror, so she will move right up to the altar, grab the mirror with both hands, and just knock it onto the floor.
Okay.
And
Good-
moves there. Little Reg, what are you
good
going
job.
to do?
Can I still burst?
No, because you're paralyzed. You are under.
Have I got to do something? Have I got to move? It's a supernatural ability. I thought it just did it.
It's still an action to do
A
it.
creature is helpless. So I don't know that helpless creatures can do anything.
Okay.
So Reg, you stand there stinking, being gross. You again, more and more necrotic flesh starts to drip
Yum.
off you as that stink erupts around you.
Am I taking any damage while this is happening?
You haven't taken any damage
Cool.
while this has happened, but you also hear, your friends and you should not have come here. And you feel the point of a dagger
Oh.
against your throat. And all of you in the room hear, you should all stop what you're doing right now. Otherwise your friend will die. Put your weapons to the floor and we can talk about this. You have come too far and you are meddling with things you don't understand. We're going to find out what happens next time. we
So
play.
everyone else thinks the crow's talking, right?
It is the crow. It's the raven. The raven.
Oh, this is shit.
Pretty fucking shit.
Yeah. Luckily, we don't have weapons.